Hi there, third period. Today we're going to learn about divisibility. So we kind of started to have a little bit of a discussion on Monday about divisibility and what divisibility means. And you had some really great thoughts on groups of or the numbers that you can divide by and all of those things. Those are really good thoughts that you had. You also told me it's the opposite of multiplication, and you were 100% correct. So when we look at this, we're going to look at divisibility as divisible by. So that's really what it means, divisible by. And so it means when you divide one number by another, you get a whole number. So when you divide one by another, you get a whole number. We don't want to have any remainders in this one. So divisibility means can be exactly divided by this number without any remainders, because we know we can divide any number by any number, and yeah, we'll have parts and numbers left over, right? We learned about that with the fish, right? We don't want parts of fish left over, no remainders. So divisibility means that it is exactly divided by. So our vocab word today that we're looking at is that divisibility. Divisibility. It is kind of a tricky word to spell. I've had a hard time spelling it the last couple days when I've put it in your Google Slides and when I've tried to write it on paper. So yeah, we just go with it. Okay, divisibility. So divisibility means that can be exactly divided by, okay, one number by another. Exactly divided by a whole number. Okay, so we get a whole number. The result is a whole number. And we know that result is like the outcome. It equals a whole number. Again, no remainders. No remainders. Okay, so we don't want any remainders in there. All right, so divisibility. Keywords here. Divisibility is exact, right? It's exact. We're going to end up with a whole number and no remainders. All right. So when we have something that is divisible, that means that one number can go into the other one equally. But how do you know? How do you know when you just look at a number that it's going to work? Well, we have a set of rules that we can use. So, and not really just rules, but they're more like a test. So there's like a test that we can put these numbers through in order to see if they're going to work or not. So the rules that we're going to use are called divisibility rules. So again, divisibility, one goes into the other, and their rules. So we're looking at divisibility rules. All right, when we're talking about these divisibility rules, there are going to be quite a few of them. So let's look and see what divisibility rules we are looking at. So the first number that we're going to use to check on our divisibility rules is the number 2. We will know that a number is divisible by 2 if the number is even. So divisibility rules. The number 2, it can be divided by 2. Just when we look at the number, we'll know it's divisible by 2 or divided by 2 if it's an even number. That's one rule. Okay. Another rule that we're going to look at is 3. How do we know a number is divisible by 3? So let's say, like in the fish video that we looked at, the riddle, we did 39 divided by 13 and we got 3. We could have done 39 divided by 3, right? And we would have gotten 13. But how would we have known that that 39 was divisible by 3 just by looking at it? Well, if you add the 2 digits together and they come out with a number that's divided by 3 or that 3 can go into, then it's divisible by 3. So divisible by 3. So if the sum of the digits is divisible by 3. What does that mean? Well, let's look at it. Let's talk about that number 39 that we did. Well, we did 3 plus 9, right? For 39, 3 plus 9 equals 12, right? 12 divided by 3 is 4. So that rule right there tells us that 39 is divisible by 3. Okay, it's a fun little trick, right? Kind of fun. Okay, another rule. This one is an easy one to remember. Okay, this one's easy, 5. If the ones digit is 0 or 5, it's divisible by 5. So if the ones place, let's make this say place. The ones place is a 0 or 5, it is divisible by 5. So 50, 25, 35, 22, not so much. Okay, let's look at 6. So the number 6, how do we know that the number is divisible by 6? Trying to find another color for you guys. Okay, so the number 6, how can we throw this through a divisibility test? Well, the number 6, if the number is even and divisible by 3. So we're going to go like this. If it is even and divisible by 3. We know divisible by 3 means add the 2 digits together and you end up with a number that can be divided by 3. Then it's divisible by 3. So let's check this out. If it is even and divisible by 3, it's going to be divisible by 6. Example, 12, right? We know 12 is divisible by 6. There's probably many others that we could think about, and we'll get into some examples that we'll do together here in a minute. All right, let's look at the number 9. So let's look at the number 9. How do we know if a number is divisible by 9? The rule is if the sum of the digits is divisible by 9. The sum of the digits is divisible by 9. Same thing as 3, but now we're going to go by 9. So if the sum is divisible by 9. If the sum, so when we add them together, of the digits is divisible by 9. All right. We could look at like the number 81, right? This is the same as saying 8 plus 1, which equals 9. And 9 divided by 9 is 1. So 9 goes into 81. That works. Okay, What about 10? How do we know that a number is divisible by 10? Divisible by 10, this is another easy one to remember. If the digit in the ones spot is a 0. Then it is divisible by 10. Okay, so let's put these rules in action. For example, let's do an example here. I feel like I need another color. I didn't use purple. Where's my purple? There it is. Okay, let's do an example. Let's see. I want to know, is the number 48 divisible by 3? So let's do example 1. Is 48 divisible by 3? That is the question. Our job now is to use a test to find out. So we're going to come up here and we're going to read it. If the sum of the digits is divisible by 3. So I'm going to take 4 and 8 and I'm going to add those together. So 4 plus 8 equals what? 12. Good. So 4 plus 8 gives me 12. And is 12 divisible by 3? Yeah, it is. 4 times 3 gives us 12. So the answer to this is yes, it is divisible by 3. Because when we add those two numbers together, we get a whole number left over. Okay, we get the whole number. All right, let's do another example. Let's do something kind of big. What about this one? 243. Is 243 divisible by 9? All right, let's check this guy out. All right, so we have 243. It says if the sum of the digits is divisible by 9. So again, we have to add them up and see if they're divisible by 9. So this one has 3 digits. So I'm going to circle those. Just like up above here, I did the 4 and the 8. I'm going to do the same thing, but this time I'm going to do the 2 plus the 4 plus the 3. So now I have 3 digits that I have to worry about. So what is 2 plus 4? 6, right. Okay, so 2 plus 4 is 6. 2 plus 4 is 6 plus 3. 2 plus 4, which gives us 6. 6 plus 3 is 9. Yeah. So the answer here is 9. Is 9 divisible by 9? Yes. So this works. This one totally works because 9 is divisible by 9. Okay, let's do another one. How about we have 127 chairs in the lunchroom? 127 chairs in the lunchroom. Can I put them into equal groups of 5? So if there are 127 chairs, is that divisible by 5? 5 equal groups. Can I put those into 5 equal groups? So 127 chairs into 5 groups. Does that work? Well, let's look. If the ones place is a 0 or a 5, a 0 or a 5, does that work? Let's look at the ones place. My ones place is a 7. So does that work? Nope, it doesn't work. So this one is a no. This one is not divisible because it does not end in a 0 or a 5. I would have 2 chairs left over, right? If it was 125, I could put them equally. And then I would have 2 chairs left over, and those 2 people wouldn't be able to fit into the lunchroom. That wouldn't be very fair, would it? Okay, we don't want any remainders, right? Okay, let's do a try it. I'm going to have you do one try it, and then you can check your work here, and then I'm going to send you to do your own practice work to see how you do. All right, a try it. Let's look here. Let's do, is 55 divisible by 3? Is 55 divisible by 3? Okay, your job right now is to do this try it. So pause the video. If for some reason you aren't pausing the video right now, you are going to hear me explain it to you. So just a fair warning. Okay, 55. The rule for 3, if the sum of the digits is divisible by 3. So I need to add those 2 numbers together. So 5 plus 5 equals 10. Okay, well, I don't really know right off the top of my head. So I'm going to add again. 1 plus 0 gives me 1. Is 3 divided? No. 1 cannot be divided by 3. So this one is a no. It is not divisible. 10 can't be divided by 3 evenly. We know that. It has to be 9 with a remainder of 1. So we had 1 left over there. It does not work. So now you see how the divisibility rules work in action. Your job is to go and apply these over in your practice work. So what I would like for you to do right now before you leave me is I would like for you to please rate yourself out of 3. 1. I have no clue what Miss Englander is talking about when it comes to divisibility rules. 2. I can use them, but I still need some help and some extra practice. 3. I totally understand divisibility rules. I know how they work. I just want to use my sheet when I have it, so I'm going to add this to my notes, and I am good to go. How are you feeling about divisibility and divisibility rules? Go ahead and write here, and then up on the top or somewhere on your paper, like I have a nice space right here, in my own words, my words are Miss Englander's words. So in your own words, like you as a student, tell me what is divisibility so you can hit your learning target for today. So in your own words, tell me, what does it mean to have divisibility, or to use divisibility rules, or to be divisible by, in your own words. All right, you did a fantastic job today. Thank you for your hard work. If you have any questions, make sure you make your way over to either your email or Google Me or the Remind app. Somehow, Google Classroom, somewhere, let me know that you have questions, or put your questions out to the side and ask me tomorrow in class. Okay, have an awesome day. Make it a great day the Cougar way.